Hi guys, welcome again to another conversation session. My name is Victoria Mentor. First of all, let me say a huge thank you to all of you amazing people that watched my first video. I'm so grateful. Thank you for the love. Thank you for your comments. One of the comments that I got that I want to share with you amazing people is this. Whenever you're in a relationship with somebody, please make sure you take our time to get to know the people for who they really and truly are. Most times we tend to build in our heads this image of an ideal man or woman. And when you meet people that you like and you start to date them, you realize that you spend so much time and energy trying to mold them to suit that image of an ideal man or woman you have in your head. That's beautiful. But you have to make sure that you first of all accept that this is who they are. This is the way they are. And when you're trying to mold them to now suit the image you have in your head, make sure that they are on board with you. That way we would all build a happy and a lasting relationship. So once again, thank you guys so much. Okay, so today I wanted to have a conversation on a topic I have decided to call the waiting period. And I describe that waiting period as a time in your life where you are at a stage, you're ready to meet somebody. You're ready to settle down. You're ready to spend and share your life with somebody. So what happens to us during this waiting period? Now, before I go into that, let me share with you a phrase or a statement that I heard that really blessed me. And the statement goes, nothing said, nothing implied. Nothing said, nothing implied. So, for example, a man could buy his wife cake, and he buys her cake because he loves her. So that gift of a cake is a sign of his love, and that's beautiful and that's perfect. On another hand, a man could buy a woman a cake and not necessarily mean that he's in love with the woman. So it's very important to us all, especially to us young ladies, that you don't just read actions of a man to mean what you want it to mean. Make sure you get confirmation. Make sure you hear him say it. Because by this, a lot of people have landed in themselves into situationships that they never planned to be in. Oh, because he spends a lot of time with me, he calls me all the time, he buys me gifts, you assume that yes, he's into you. But maybe he's just being himself. Maybe he's just doing it just because. So yeah, it's very important that, we get that phrase into our heads and begin to live by it. Okay, so back to the waiting period. So one of the first things that we need to realize is that, especially for us young women as well, it doesn't matter whether you're the most beautiful girl on campus or not. It doesn't. You must not necessarily be the most intelligent person. You must not be the most fashionable person. As far as you're a young woman and you get to a certain, age or stage in life, men are bound to approach you. They approach you for different reasons, with different kind of motives. But the point is, men will approach you. And most times when you're in this waiting period, you begin to notice these men. And it's very important how you relate with people during this waiting period. Never feel pressured that because somebody approached you first, you're obliged to give them your word. No. Take out time to get to know the people. Take out time to pray about them. Take out time to spend time with them. Ask questions so that you really and truly get to know them. Never let anybody pressure you with their words or with their gifts or with anything at all to make a decision when you know that you're not ready to make yet. Because sometimes you don't get just one person approaching you. You get about 2, you get about 3. So which means that you need to make a choice out of these 3. Sometimes even the first 3 that approach you at a time, none of them may even be the right one for you. But when you're a woman and you don't know your purpose and you don't know what you want and what you don't want, you tend to sort of rely on what these people say to you to make a choice. And there is a danger in that. So it's very important that in this waiting period, you spend time to get to know yourself, understand yourself, your morals, your values, your strengths, your limitations, what you can take, what you cannot take, what you like, what you don't like, so that when people approach you, straight away you're able to know who to consider and who to just, dash out on. And it's very important. I know sometimes you get people call you rude, you get people call you stuck up, you get people who call you all sort of names, but don't let that bother you. When you're a woman and you know what you want, it helps you It helps you so much. It stops you from getting into certain kind of dangerous relationships that later on you regret. And it also helps you from wasting your time. So yeah, that's the first thing. The other thing is you're bound to get frustrated. You know, when you're at the point where you're waiting and you're seeking for something, you tend to get frustrated when you're not getting it. It's very normal. Sometimes you even get to the point where it's like, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't even want this anymore. And other times you get to the point where you are like, you want it so much, you just can't wait. It's all fine and well. We all go through it. Trust me. So it's just for you to accept the fact that this is the stage I am in. The problem is most people tend not to accept it and they try to play it down. And when they are on their own and now the whole issue is actually facing them, that's where they realize that they don't even have the strength to deal with it. But if only you own it and say, you know what, I'm at this stage in my life where I feel like, yes, I want to get to know somebody. Yes, I desire somebody. And you accept it. It helps you even in your attitude when you are relating with people. It helps you in the way that you approach things as well. So own your frustration. Yes, own it. And the third thing, which is also, I think, one of the most important ones that I feel like is not talked about much, is this issue of unwanted feelings. You know, when you're relating with people, it could be a guy or a girl at your workplace, in church, in your school, somebody that is a friend, that is a colleague, and all of a sudden you begin to feel that you are getting attached to them. You begin to feel that you're growing feelings for them. And sometimes you even know that this person is not right for you. But through no fault of yours, you realize that that feeling is there. Because trust me, most time in churches, they make it seem as if, oh, if you're a Christian, this can never happen to you. You are always in control of your feelings. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I pray. But it has happened to me. I didn't set out to say, oh, I want to feel like this towards this person. But before I realized it, it's like, wow, Victoria, you're missing this person when he's not there. You're very concerned about him. You're protective of him. You're always looking out for him. You're getting attached to him. And I had to admit that to myself and say, okay, what am I going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, there was the issue between either I cut him off completely, and he's a great friend, and he does not even know what's going on in my head and in me. I'm the only person that knows. Or is it just to go to him and tell him how I feel, and then what happens from then? So that's another huge thing that happens during the waiting period. And most times, this is what gets a lot of people into trouble, both men and women. It gets us into trouble. So it's very important for you to first of all know that you may or you are bound to get these unwanted feelings towards people. But the thing is, you can't just depend on feelings and make a choice. I have a pastor friend, Pastor Benjamin Dogbeto, shout out to you, that always says that don't make permanent decisions in temporary situations. So feelings are not enough for you to know that you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. But sometimes, like I said, if you admit it to yourself, you know that even this person that you're growing these feelings towards, they are not right for you. Maybe you're a Christian. He's not a Christian. He doesn't believe in God. His moral standards are low. You know that they are in no way the kind of people you want to spend your life with. But just because you feel a certain way towards them, don't let it make you obliged to, go through with it. Pray about it. Talk to your leaders about it. Talk to a trusted person about it. Say what the Bible says. Read and know what the Bible says about how to relate with people, about how to deal with such feelings. Samson was one in the Bible. He wasn't supposed to marry Delilah. His parents tried to warn him, but because of how he felt, he decided to marry Delilah. We all know how it's ended with him. So it's very important that those feelings, they will come. And when they come, don't think you're abnormal. You're very normal. But it is how you choose to deal with them that either lands you into a safe and a healthy relationship or a dangerous relationship that you tend to regret sometime. So yeah, I think at the top of my head, that's all I can remember. Let me know in the comment section what other thing has happened to you in your waiting period. Are you in your waiting period, and how are you handling it? Until next time, stay awesome.